In the news for June the 19th, 2014. Today we have a big red alert happening. We have the exodus from Egypt, I'm going to say, that's happening in our country. Now, if you look in other countries like in Spain, not Spain, but in Europe where they've done this, and also where they've done this down in South America, they were doing this stuff that we're doing, and it killed their economy. The same thing is true as for us. This false flag is like a soft kill with all these alien and Mexicans coming over here, and who knows, God knows who else are coming in over the border that we don't know about. And you notice we've had reporters from InfoWars down there on the border, and during the daytime there weren't a single bus that was running as far as shipping people to churches during the daytime, but as it got near 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the evening, that's when they would start running the buses around that time when it got a little darker in through the wee hours of the morning. So they started doing this embargo with these Mexicans and other people coming in over the border. Who knows God, who knows who else, like I said. And, you know, it's really stifling some cities. Like there's a town in Virginia that has a population of 20,000 people. I don't know what town it is right off the top of my head. But now, since they have an additional 30,000 more Mexicans and who knows what else, they're inundated and it's collapsing the economy there. So, you know, as we see, it's already starting to have its effect on some small rural areas, which will stem out more sporadically to the other areas. And another thing we have to take in consideration with these aliens over here is that when they do the checks, they're not checking them to see whether they have communicable diseases or ailments that could be, you know, anything like, they're not checking them for contagious diseases. They're just allowing them to come in here. And then they go to the hospital and then they get checked. So in the meantime, while they're going around from these, from the staging grounds at church to the hospital, this is where they could be contaminating people in the U.S. left and right as they come in contact with them before they go to these these hospitals to be checked out more thoroughly. But, these people are not even legal. They don't have green cards. They don't have a passport. They don't even have a visa to be here. And see, these people are being brought in by fiat, okay? And it's just like the neighbor downstairs. She's a real nice lady, but she only sees, basically, she believes what the media tells her rather than seeing what the full picture is. This is an assault on America. And whether you want to believe it or not, it is going to strip us of our resources and our economy. It's going to push our economy to collapse. And it's going to cause the dollar to implode, which is not what we want. So we want to stop this as soon as we can. And we can do this peaceable by contacting your congressmen, by phoning them, faxing them, emailing them, all the above. Whatever you got to do, whatever it takes, go see them in person. But we need to get this alien embargo to stop with all these Mexicans and Guatemalans and South American people coming in here and who knows what else. Because we are having trouble here at home already. Before they even started coming in, we were having problems, serious problems. And now we're having a lot more problems. And we can't even afford to feed ourselves. So why will we take this on? Secondly, we're not benefiting anything out of it. When we help the Japanese, when we help them to rebuild after World War II, and when we help them by housing their children for a little while, it helped boost our relations, and also helped us with forming the treaty so we could have a trade agreement with them to be able to trade stuff back and forth. But see, by us helping these people from South America, it's not to be for a short time. 3 years is not a short time. And not only that, they're going to vote against all our freedoms and liberties, our guns, everything. This was a plan from the White House down. They knew about this, the onset before it happened, since March and before. They knew it was going to happen. This is their way so they can try to take control over the population here in the U.S. by getting the Mexicans and who God knows what else to vote and give them the same rights or more rights than what we have so they can go and vote. I think what I need to do is get a Mexican scooter and get plates and everything on there and say and paint myself tan, and then I can go over the border and have a fake ID, one that's looks real like a Mexican ID, and show it to the authorities and just say I'm Padre Ricus, and they'll leave me alone. I think it's what I ought to do, because the Mexicans are getting treated almost like they're like royalty, man. They get more stuff than what our vets are, what we're getting. Free college tuition, it must be nice, a free home, getting free bank loans when I can't even go and get a loan, and these people don't even have credit in this country, and yet they can walk into any bank without showing any ID and get a loan to buy a home, and they don't even live here. That's the funny thing. And they don't, you do this anywhere else, you're going to get thrown in the brig and stockade, or if you're a military, or if you're a civilian in the jail, and they're going to, Mexico, they would ransom you, for $40,000-$50,000 or more before they would let you free. Otherwise, you would just sit in jail until you died. That's what they would do over there. They wouldn't let you just come over there and get free money and free procedures and let you have a baby for free and all that, free college and everything. I mean, it must be nice. We can't even get that as American citizens, but yet we're going to give this to foreigners. And everybody thinks this is humanity aid that has an average education. Oh, this is humanity. This is humane. This is helping them. Well, you know what? If they didn't help those other people in those other countries that were having problems in that corner of the world where they came from, and their government wasn't so corrupt, this would not have happened, and they wouldn't have to be here sponging off of us, because that's what they're doing, which is on purpose to implode the dollar, meaning to collapse it and to collapse our economy. And then there's going to be civil unrest, and there's going to be mayhem, all because they want to have control over the population. And this is the one way to do it. A soft war on our economy. And that's exactly what they're doing. And if you don't see that, you are a moron. Because that is really what's going on here, folks. And you're not really a moron, but you are, because you're not awake to what's going on. And that's what makes it so terrifying. People retreat to the video games and all their technology, and they're not really looking at what really is going on, and that is horrible. So I ask and pray and plead that you'll go to you'll do whatever it can to talk to your legislation in your area and the legality, and get this illegal immigration stuff to stop. Allow them not to have them come in here, not to allow them to be citizens when they're really not citizens at all, and they don't belong here. So we need to send them back. We don't need to have them here, and that's the end of the story. Because there's no country in the world that would do what we're doing unless it's by design to destroy our economy. So that's a false flag. That's really what they want to do. And that's what they're doing with these people, using them as a way to do just that. We already have some cities now that are on the verge of collapsing in the United States, small towns because of it, like I said earlier on in this podcast. And of course, the lies still spew out of Obama's mouth, the dictator. And, of course, flies are all around every time he opens up that mouth. I saw a bunch of flies come out the other day when he was speaking. So that may be why he has a hard time speaking. Look at flies. Well, flying around. They're all coming around. He can't speak. It's hard when you got flies in your mouth. But, all those lies and all. And he told a big lie right on CNN yesterday. He told CNN that, there's no shooting in Chicago. We need to have the type of gun stuff like Australia, like Israel. No, Australia has. That's the kind of model that U.S. needs to be modeled after. Flies flying out, But, we don't need to have that kind of model. What we need is Obama just to be impeached and to be gone and to get rid of his administration. Is what we need to do and have a new republic. That's the kind of model we need. And then we need to get rid of all this homeland security and surveillance state and the Skynet, and we need to just, do it the right way. That's why we have all these ordinances and laws in place to go after people who have broke the law, not those who are being suspicious of breaking the law, even though they haven't broke the law in the first place. So that's what we need to look at, folks. Okay? All right? We don't need to be looking at people that haven't done nothing wrong, is what I'm saying. So, what I'm here to tell you is, don't listen to what the news, the state-run, slave media tells you, because they're only telling you what they were told to tell, what they were paid off to tell you, and what they can only read to you, because that's only what the government wants you to know. And the government it's not very trustworthy like right now as a whole. So I wouldn't believe that state-run media, because they're telling you a bunch of lies, only what Obama wants you to hear about. So we need to stand up against this. We don't need these aliens here. They need to go back in their spaceships and go back where they came from. We should not be paying this. Oh, and another thing, the churches. That's another thing that's a total crime against the Lord and against humanity. We should not be helping these people. Now, other churches who are doing this might disagree because they want that handout from the government that they're given if you help shuttle these people to other parts in the more interior parts of America. Well, I'm here to tell you that is totally wrong because we're helping them and they don't. It's not. We can't help them because we can't help ourselves, and that's sinful. You know, if we had the means and we had a low debt, meaning we didn't have 62 trillion with a T, not billion, but trillion. You know, that's a lot. That's more money than you'll ever see in your lifetime. Most of you. And let me tell you something. You know, we can't help these people because we have such a debt, and this is only making it even more. And it's all by design, people. By design. So they can take this country over, you know, come in here, take your guns away so they can come and steal everything you have in your home, your everything. Because that's what they want to do. If they get your guns, that's exactly what they're going to do. And I'm not trying to scare you, but that's what they've done in all these other countries where they've taken the guns away from the citizens. To say all these riots have happened. And it's going to happen here. Once once Al-Qaeda knows that we don't have guns, they can come over here and start beheading Christians here. That is what their plan is. Now, they're not saying that, but that is what the plan is. Because as we know what we see going on elsewhere in the world, it's going to go on here. And if you don't want it to go on here, then you need to do something about it. Get up off your keister and do something about it. Call your Senate. Fax. Email. Write. Go there in person. And say you don't want this stuff. You don't want the aliens here. Send them back. We don't want to do this. We didn't sign on for this. Stop Obamacare. Stop the DHS. Stop the surveillance, unwarranted search and seizures, the drones, all of it. That's what you need to do. Or let's get a new republic and arrest and throw all these people in jail, the ones that have done bad in the government, the ones who are doing wrong, you throw them in prison. And let's reform a new republic. And let's start all over. That's what we can do. And the first thing we need to do is get these Mexicans and whatever else is here back where they belong. If they're not documented, they don't have visas, they don't have a physical address where you can find them to look them up like we do, then we need to get rid of them. That's what we need to do. That's the real thing we need to do because nothing good is ever going to come out of this. Nothing. When we helped the Japanese, something came out of it. When we helped everybody else, something came out of it. But when it comes to this, nothing good will come out of what we're doing today. From this day forward. Nothing. Okay? So anyway, this is the news for June the 19th, 2014. See you later. This is Michael De Silva. I'll send out another update tomorrow. Bye for now.